In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a cell fracture animation in 8 minutes. Let's select the default cube, and type G, Z, and 1 to align the mesh's bottom face with the world center. I'll use a plane as the ground plane, and duplicate the cube with Shift-D. Lastly, let's create a cylinder, and change its origin to 3D cursor. For the cube, I'll use a bright emission shader. Please use Eevee with bloom. Please assign dark and random materials for the rest of the meshes. Let's add a passive rigid body for the ground, and active rigid body for the cubes. If I play the animation, the cube will just drop and stay there. Select the bottom cube, and press F3 to add cell fracture. The default setting can be used, but for cubic objects we must add some noises. I'll show you what happens when we put the noise as 0. This is not what we want. Let's undo and try again with the noise. In order to get more cracks on the cube, we must subdivide the cube first. Let's undo and try that. This is what we need to have. If I play the animation, nothing will happen. Do you remember we have added an active rigid body to the brown cube? That rigid body is still there only on the brown cube. Once we cell fracture a mesh, its rigid body status disappears. We must also remove the original cube used to cell fracture. One thing to remember while working with cell fractured meshes is to put them in the same collection first. Select all the shattered meshes, and type M to put them into a new collection. This is not mandatory, but it gets easier to work on them. Select the first mesh, and add the rigid body. I'll show you how to copy the rigid body status to the rest of the shattered meshes. After assigning a new rigid body, right-click the collection to select all objects under that collection. In order to copy the rigid body status, we must go to Object, Rigid Body to copy them manually like this. That looked cool, but something is wrong. The brown cube shatters before the upper cube collides with it. To fix this issue, we must use the animated setting under rigid body. All cell fracture bodies were selected, but the animated status won't get activated. We must copy the rigid body once again. Anything that is being animated won't shatter. That's what that setting does. We need to copy the rigid body setting to the rest of the shattered objects. If I play the animation now, nothing will shatter. It will shatter only when we deactivate the animated setting under rigid body. We need to figure out when the setting gets deactivated, meaning when the upper cube collides. I'd say about frame 20 is when the upper cube collides with the lower cube. Let's go to the first frame. Hover the mouse cursor over animated, and type, I, as in India to set a new keyframe. On frame 20, deactivate the animated setting and set a new keyframe. There is our shattered mesh. In order to copy the animation status, we must copy it similar to how we copied the rigid body settings. We must go to the link and transfer data, not animation. This is the end of the tutorial. Thank you for watching.